Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Folge 21 von Highway Blossoms. In der letzten Folge hat Marina erzählt, dass sie mit Mariah um den Schatz gebettet hat und verloren hat in Poker. Und jetzt hat Amber, okay, sie konnte aber nur die Hälfte betten, weil die andere Hälfte hat mir gehört. Und komm, wir betten nochmal um die andere Hälfte. Wenn ich gewinne, kriegen wir alles zurück. Also die Hälfte, die Marina verloren hat. Und wenn du gewinnst, kriegst du die andere Hälfte. Und ja, sie haben gespielt, Blackjack in einem Casino, und Amber hat gewonnen. Ja. Und danach sind sie zurückgekehrt, wollen sich auf den Weg aus Las Vegas ausmachen, aber vorher schauen sie sich noch die Stadt bei Nacht an, im schönen Lichtermeer. Ja. It starts slowly. Just a few lights in apartment windows coming to life, or lonely streetlights flickering on. I drive slowly, so as to keep us here longer. Beside me, Marina shifts impatiently, but doesn't say anything. By now, she knows when I'm being serious. I know she won't be disappointed. As more and more lights flare up across the skyline, I can see Marina shift to get a better view. I smile to myself. This is what I was waiting for. What she was waiting for, even if she didn't know it. Las Vegas lights up like a forest of Christmas trees, glimmering orange and yellow against the muddy blackness of the night sky. Die Musik ist schön, gefällt mir. The further away from the heart of the city we get, the more of its gorgeous sprawl we can see. Soon it's so immense that the entire world seems to be awash with forced color. I ignored the signs that would lead us all the way out of Las Vegas and instead cruise along the streets that would let us admire for longer. Marina's head slowly turns with every bend in the road, her gaze magnetically fastened to the city. Skyscrapers zoom by, each one another pillar of light. The casinos, which have gaudier decorations, make an exotic contrast to the mundane office and apartment buildings. Marina drinks it all in like water out here in the desert. Light from the window frames her face, and I remember how I thought of her as angelic back at Zion. Now the word is even more fitting because of the way her open-mouthed smile enhances the effect. She catches me watching, and for just a second that smile is directed at me. Then she turns back to Vegas, which is finally starting to recede as we head out of town. She's silent until long after it's faded from the rearview mirror. Then she clears her throat and finally looks at me again.
We're going back one day, right?
Sure, if you want.
One day.
Good, because we didn't even get to do like a nickel...
A nickel what?
Quarter.
Quarter?
A quarter of the super cool stuff we should have done.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Risking it all at casino? Check. Even if I do live like a gross hermit, I know what Vegas has to offer, but I like seeing her excited. There's always a genuine spark of wonder that's ignited when she is. It might have to do with her lack of experience, but I like to think she'd be the same regardless.
Well, there's this pirate stunt show that looks really cool. I heard about another show with fountains and lights that shoots water way up high in the air and... Oh!
She spreads her arms far apart and scrunches her face down, giving herself a double chin.
I want to try every single buffet in town.
That can take some time.
That's a lofty goal, Marina.
Indeed.
But we're rich now.
Right. I thump her head and squish her down with the palm of my hand.
And we almost lost all of that in a single day. So you should know how easy it is to blow it.
Well, I think it would be romantic. We can rent out a hotel room, order a really nice bottle of wine, and just cuddle by the window and look at the lights.
A wistful look gleams in her eyes as she gazes out the window into the vast desert night, sighing like I just stepped out of the royal carriage and swept her off her feet. Never mind the fact that Marina has probably never tried wine in her life and would spit it out the second it touched her lips. That does sound really nice. Ja, das mit dem Wein. Relatable. Guess I have some high expectations to live up to. I've always had them, but now it feels more official. Now, more than ever, I'm obligated to keep her happy and safe. Those thoughts occupy my mind for an hour or so as we traverse the desert highway. Marina's gone back to staring out the window at the barely visible roadside. Marina sieht gerade eher ein bisschen genervt aus, so gefühlt. We pass a sign right off the side of our deserted lane. We're pushing 80, so we almost miss it, but I catch a quick glimpse as we speed by. Nothing special, just a dusty sheet of aluminum with a picture of poppies and 3 words printed on it. Was sind Poppies? Ich frage mich immer, wann sagen sie Aluminum und wann sagen sie Aluminium? Naja, welcome to California. It's gone before I can even process it. Huh, I guess we're in California. It doesn't look like Marina noticed, and why would she? We've passed several state lines, so it was never a big deal then. Now, no welcoming party or even a government checkpoint, and that suits me just fine. She hasn't brought up her surprise anymore either, whatever it was. Probably better to just let her forget about that. Yeah, but what about the cell phones? Amber, don't forget, it's all for safety. But that doesn't mean the day is over yet, and the places that Giza would always yak on about may as well be stapled onto my brain. Dieser Satz verwirrt mich. And the places that Giza would always yak on about may as well be stapled onto my brain. Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, you trust me?
Her head perks up and she turns away from the window, answering without delay.
Of course I do. Why?
Let's make a break at a rest stop.
Just checking.
And that's that. No more questions, just blind trust. I continue driving, eventually branching off onto an exit. Another thing I don't think Marina notices. Soon, budding lights start popping up in the distance. Typical yellows and whites, barely hovering above the road, with one exception. Towering on the horizon, outlined in neon red with digital numbers climbing towards the sky, is a giant monstrosity of a thermometer. It caps off above the middle, reaching temperatures all the way up to 62 degrees. Fahrenheit, right? Finally, it dawns on Marina. Her head twists towards me like an owl, her eyes just as wide as one.
Amber, what's going on?
She feigns concern at first, but her voice curls up mid-sentence, unable to hide her smile any longer.
You said you trust me, right?
And I do.
And I do. Slightly concerned. Marina tilts over and rubs on my shoulder. I go dead stiff. Again, feeling the weight of that trust and responsibility. Was hat sie bitte vor? We drive into town, which, as far as I can tell, is just one long street. Old beat-up gas stations and fast food joints lie on the side of the road, separated by an occasional diner. The thermometer is tucked away, hidden in a corner, but it may as well be the center of the universe, the rest of the world zooming by it on the interstate. I pull into the lot by the thermometer, its only neighbor being a small shack. The sound of the ignition dwindles down to nothing, leaving the RV parked wherever. I'm the first one to get out, craving the sweet stationary concrete as I stretch my legs. Wobbling in front of the thermometer, I flop my hands at my sides, dotting our arrival.
Here we are, the world's tallest thermometer.
Thermometer, okay. Thermometer, ja, hört sich vielleicht besser an. Thermometer. Marina steps out of the RV, eyes sparkling, mouth wide open and all. Her face frozen in time, she reaches into the motorhome and pulls out her camera, a single flash shooting out from it as she winds the camera for the next shot. The world's greatest thermometer. Wow, I don't know, I can't really get excited about that. Sorry.
I thought you might like it.
A smug grin finds a home on my face as I revel in the pride and satisfaction of knowing I did something to make her smile. Except she's not smiling. She's staring, not at the thermometer now, but me, a near lifeless gaze, cloaked by the dimming headlights of the motorhome. Okay.
Marina?
Readying her stance, she pushes her feet off the ground and charges towards me.
If we're doing this, then we're doing it right.
But
Wait, Marina!
wait, too late. Before I can even finish my plea, she swings around my neck and snugly brings me to her side, swooshing out the camera and aiming it right at us.
Hey, Amber.
Ich liebe die Art, wie sie das sagt. Oder vielleicht hasse ich sie auch. Ich bin mir noch nicht sicher. Her finger inches closer to the button.
Don't do it!
Say.
She draws out the word to excruciating length. I struggle to break free, but she just squeezes me tighter.
I'm warning you!
Hey, tease.
She bends in and presses her lips against my cheek. Hold and flash. Niedliches Bild. Huh. I stare at the camera, mind blank, my non-reaction drawing out a cute giggle from her. And then it hits me. A thought so mortifying and embarrassing that it shades my skin a pink and red gradient. She thinks this is cute. At this point, I'm butter. Or clay, from Marina's perspective, but... And that's exactly what she treats me as, molding me into new positions as she snaps more photos. This is... Whatever, steht einfach nur rum. Nice. She's so happy. Before she whines for the next photo, I nudge her head with mine. She nudges back, both of us cuddling against each other as she snaps the next picture. She takes several more shots, each one a little more gooberish and drenched in cheesy romantic goo than the last. I'll probably die if anyone ever sees these, but with any luck, Marina's constant bouncing will hopefully make a few of these come on fuzzy. Still, I think I might love this. Like, a lot. When we first met, I didn't think I'd ever understand the naive ball of energy just looking for some help. In a lot of ways, I still don't. I drove by at such a perfect time. Who even knows what would have happened to her? Thinking about it still drives me nuts. But still, those types of things don't seem nearly as big as they used to. Even almost losing the treasure to Mariah was just a sizzling drop in the frying pan. If anything, I'm more upset that I wasn't there to help her when it went down. After all, that's why I'm here, to help and protect her. She makes me so happy. With my hand now wrapped around Marina, I clench her tighter, only for my hand to be met with an adorable gurgling rumble transmitted from her stomach. Schon wieder? Die haben doch schon zu Abend gegessen. We both look down at the souls, her with a bashful sort of terror and me with amused disbelief.
Even after all that food at the buffet?
My thought.
I can't help it.
You're a bottomless pit. The Marina Trench.
Oh boy.
Amber, please. That one wasn't even clever.
I think it was. I cackle with glee, tossing her the keys to the RV as I walk over to the nearby shack.
I'm just messing with you, babe. Go lock up. We'll grab a bite and sleep here for the night.
Sleep here for the night? The shack is sad and abandoned, the cute logo of a little chef carrying an oversized bun all but faded away. I peek inside the browning windows. It's more of the same. Rusty and decaying, outlines of tables and booths are imprinted in dust, while the ones built into the walls were just left to rot. It was always just a side thing he mentioned when talking about the thermometer, but not being able to experience everything he mentioned feels wrong, like I'm not doing right by him. Damn.
Looks like that's one more thing I can check off your list.
Marina waltzes into the diner, keeping the door open for me as we scurry in from the breezy entryway. Immediately, she's drawn to the claw machine in the corner, filled to the brim with non-specific unlicensed stuffed animals. Her eyes glitter as she tries to get me to notice the glass box of wonders. Ich kenne solche Dinger nur vom Dom oder aus Kinos. Aus einem Kino sogar nur, glaube ich. Oder? Ja, könnte hinkommen. Coming from anyone else, this action would be subtle, maybe a few quick glances at most. Coming from Marina, not so much. Instead, she repeatedly swings her head in the direction of the machine, like she's trying to form a giant crescent moon with her neck. Ah, crescent moon. Nice. Das ist gerade so out of context und einfach nur obskur, glaube ich. Wenn ich das sage. But I know Marina well enough now. Well enough to know exactly which one she wants. Snuggled tight between a fuzzy ball with googly eyes and a lion with a crown lies the Holy Grail. A grey wolf with a polka dot bow tie. Was? Okay. Unfortunately for her, our waitress is already waving us over to our seats. Marina stares into the glass, her foggy reflection lining up with the wolf. I take her hand and lead her to the booth. Once there's some distance between us and the waitress, I lower my voice.
Don't worry, I'll give it a whirl after we eat.
Marina, however, can't take a hint and blurts out her response, alerting every wary soul in the diner would.
Whoa, you actually know how to win at those? I've never been any good at them.
A counter line with jumbo clones. Oh, sorry. A counter line with jumbo clones turns around and glares at us before shaking their heads and returning to their meals. Nice. Oh well. Why do you even care?
Of course I do. You know how many of these diners I went to as a kid?
The trick is you don't win at those because, yeah.
When you eat at the same place almost every day, you get good. Fast.
Wow, you're like a claw goddess.
Damn right.
Claw god. Marina ogles me like the claw goddess I am as we take our seats in the booth. I gladly accept her glory and praise. The waitress drops the menus on our table and silently waits for us to order our drinks.
Just coffee for me.
With her eyes glazing over, she turns to Marina.
What kind of shakes do you have?
Chocolates? Marshmallow shakes? Maybe? The waitress reaches her wrinkly hands across the table and tosses the dessert menu in front of Marina. No chocolate shake? She flips through the menus and strains her eyes shut, focusing on what very well may be the most important decision on her life. In her
Amber,
life.
you got coffee, right?
Right.
Okay.
Then that's what I'll get.
What? Excuse me, what the fuck? Overflowing with certainty, she stares at the waitress and gives her a direct, confident command.
I'll have the coffee shake. Extra whipped cream.
Extra whipped cream. Yeah. The waitress doesn't even bother to write this down, instead dragging her body back to her tomb in the kitchen.
You know that shake isn't gonna taste the same as my coffee, right? It's just gonna be a ton of ice cream and cheap coffee flavoring.
That sounds nice. I would take that.
Yeah. But I at least gotta try it, for your sake.
You gotta start somewhere, right?
Why would you choke down a crappy shake for my sake?
You do everything for me. Everything.
Is that an order?
Of course I do. That's my job.
I think you're... Sie betont das ein bisschen zu sehr. That's what I'm here for, sagt sie auch dauernd. To help you. Bisschen einseitig, finde ich. Naja. A stiff chuckle slips out from under her breath. Ja.
Right.
Oh.
But I want to do things for you too.
So you're ordering the coffee shake as a cosmic favor. You're losing me, Mare.
She whines, momentary frustration seeping onto her face.
No, not like that. It's silly, but I want to poke around in your mind a little. That way I can do favors and help. So I guess it's not just for your sake, but for both of our sakes.
She smiles and rests her head to the side, as if expecting my shoulder to be there like always. Realizing she's only leaning on air, Marina blinks then tries to play it off with a tiny cough.
I saw that.
Nice. Before I can take my teasing to more exciting places, the waitress returns from the kitchen, barely managing to balance our drinks on the platter as my coffee splashes everywhere. 2 Drinks managen ist schon harte Aufgabe. Ich verstehe das. She doesn't seem to care. Okay. She places our drinks on the table, then limps out her notepad and pen to take our orders.
Thanks, but I'll stick with coffee.
Marina's too distracted by the shake to notice. Her eyes climb up the tower of extra whipped cream as it twirls to the ceiling, rivaling the thermometer at sight.
snap too. What do you want?
She opens up the big menu and flips through the pages, multiple times, front to back, side to side, even upside, repeating the process every time.
Before we miss the festival, Mare.
I know, but there's just so much to choose from. I have to be picky.
I'm not sure you have to. I'm sure you can do all of it.
You didn't have a problem vacuuming up everything at the buffet.
Marina drops the menu. If it were a few pounds heavier, I'm pretty sure she would have dropped it on my feet. Handing the menus to the waitress, she leans over the table, inches away from my face. She places her order. Her pupils burn with intensity.
I'll have the pancake sandwich.
Ich mag das Voice Acting. Dead serious. The waitress wobbles away, somehow not collapsing on her way back to the kitchen. Das macht mir so langsam ein bisschen Sorgen. I try not to burst out laughing at Marina, but it doesn't work. The cracks are showing. Stills and snores and spurts of snickering keep leaking out. Marina's cheeks puff out, getting brighter as I bubble over. Ich finde das super, einfach diese Situation und so. Es ist so, ja, schön, lustig, angenehm zu lesen. Es ist einfach, ja, so harmonisch. Ich weiß nicht, gefällt mir.
Why do you have to tease me about everything, Amber?
I break. My love echoes across the diner. Again, we're met with glares, but I don't even care.
Fine. Maybe I won't share the treasure with you after all.
That's for you to decide. I wave off her empty threat and settle down.
I'm sorry. It's just that...
Done laughing, I rest my chin on the table and start fumbling with the salt and pepper shakers. Shakers for salt and pepper, okay. Muss auch gut durchgemischt sein.
That's what Gramps used to order. All the time.
What? Pancake sandwich? Okay. Marina has already reverted back to her usual self, watching me pass the salt and pepper back and forth, like she wants to join in too.
It's so weird. Just 2 huge pancakes with eggs, bacon, and ham smashed in the middle. Things drenched in syrup.
Pancakes drenched in syrup? But with eggs, bacon, and ham? What the fuck? Sorry.
That sounds super tasty, though.
I chuckle and slide her the pepper.
I'm sure you'll love it.
Now it's just the salt shaker sliding between my hands.
He never eats the eggs. Always just passes them on to me.
Marina's gonna do the same thing.
They're so gross. Just scrambled and cold and sticky.
Okay, vielleicht auch nicht.
I always tell him no, but the dork just laughs and says he's gonna keep egging me on.
Oh boy.
Every single time.
Marina laughs at the stupid joke. I laugh too. Yeah, the Marina trench.
We would just end up bringing it home in a box. And when it went bad, he would just take it out of the fridge and say, "That's all, yokes!" Like it was the most clever freaking thing.
Oh, das wird nur noch schlimmer. She laughs even harder at that one. I think I do too. Ich finde das Beste, wie man einfach über so richtig schlechte Witze halt trotzdem lachen kann. Nice. I keep my eyes focused on the shaker, sliding it faster and faster.
When we go home, you two really need to get together and meet.
Amber, what the fuck? You screwed up. The salt shaker trips on my pinky and topples over, spilling a few grains of salt. Marina's tense but forces a smile anyway. She sighs. We both look down and go silent.
I think I'm gonna head back to the RV.
Would. Okay. I get up and reach into my pocket, placing a bill on the table. Was? Sie haben noch nicht mal gegessen, oder? Uff. Oh. Und sie lässt jetzt Marina with a line of jumbos. Alleine dem, don't, please don't.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Just need some time.
Das ist unschön. Leaving Marina behind me, I walk out of the diner.